just at a very young age exploring our talent and our creativity, which was good. I was very, very, very blessed, to have some of the professional artists working with, like Stanford Watson, Charles Campbell, historian Verly Poupe, Nicholas Morris, I was very blessed. I was very blessed at a young age to meet some of the prominent artists, in Jamaica at the time. So this is where it all started, around the back at the Institute of Jamaica. Exploring creativity. We did drawing, we did painting. We explored collage. We went through a lot of exploring of the history of art. Within Jamaica and the Caribbean. So it was a very good experience for me coming up as a young person. So by the time I finished here at the Institute, I was off to Edna Manley College, through a scholarship for the Multicare Foundation. So it was a very good opportunity for me, and this is where now I take the opportunity and always have been giving back to community and community work. So yeah.
It was like a game of chess, and West Kingston's defense system declared check on the Jamaican government. The decision ordering the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the Jamaica Defense Force troops to move into Tivoli Gardens was made long after an extradition request was put through by the United States government in September 2009. And so the state moved in to take back Tivoli from persons labeled as criminals and thugs, while searching for Michael Christopher Coke, who is wanted by United States authorities to face gun and drug trafficking charges.
This initiative now, this piece of mural was done on an initiative, called No Limits, and it started in when, after looking at the repercussions from the 2010 incursion in Tivoli Gardens, and in many different communities, the police were going around and painting the walls blue and painting out images and stuff, but in as an artist and looking at the conflict that was developing between the community and the police, I came up with an idea to participate in the dialogue, and in that dialogue, we would come with our paintbrush and our paint and to continue that process of dialoguing, and what came out of that was an idea to bring a positive energy, a positive way of thinking, to the community, just to view something different. Something that will in a sense quell the conflict, where both sides can benefit from, So, between me and Sheldon Gree and Kirk Cockburn, and with the help of Studio 174 who fund the project, we came up with this idea. Right, so from the wall we have a lot of the Jamaican culture, the Jamaican food. We have inspirational quotes. We're using a lot of the Adinka symbols, positive symbols. We're using our icons, Usain Bolt and Shelley and Fraser. We're looking at Africa. We're looking at the teaching. We're looking at our identity, ourself, and we're looking at just how we view our environment in a positive light, and very importantly, we set out to achieve this, to give the community a sense of hope, a sense of a new way of thinking, So it's just using the paintbrush and the paint and just breathing life into the community. It's better. It's so much better than the blue wall that the police painted out, and it's so much better than just having a wall filled with things that won't edify the mind, won't edify our children passing by. So now the community have something good to look at, something positive and something great to reflect on within themselves, Because that's the thing. What is the hope and dreams of the community, and how can we help in that process to make the dreams and hope become alive? And it's about using art to keep the mind positive. Yeah, so this mural piece is a community initiative in a collaboration between Sheldon Blake and Grace and Star Foundation. Grace Kennedy, as a company who's situated in downtown Kingston, is always a big support of the arts, and it was a real wonderful pleasure being part of the community and was being asked to really roll out this project. It was very, 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 very wonderful, very good. The feedbacks have been really positive, and the children enjoyed it because we spent a lot of time with the kids, them working with them, and creating this piece. It was my idea as well to make sure that a number of the community artists work with me as well. It was really a great venture, creating this piece. Just the feedback from the persons who were passing by in the vehicle. It was really a positive thing. It was a good highlight for downtown community artists. It was a real big up for us, and thanks to Grace Kennedy for this. It's really positive, and we really put in the work, and a wonderful piece. Just big up to all the youths who participated and who have done such a wonderful job. Looking forward for other corporate companies or entities to really start to fund the art in such a way that the artists can benefit, the community can benefit in a positive way. I think we achieve a great deal. Artist life. And it's about enlivening the community, enlivening the space, and as Grace Kennedy build their new facility here, the new office here, it's only a plus to inviting the artists to partake of in this venture. Yeah, man. All right, so this piece of work, this piece of mural, is a compromise of three different blocks, and which was initially was a competition for design sent out by Digital Foundation, and they wanted to give something back to the community. They wanted to create this creative space, to highlight, highlight Jamaica, to highlight the environment and the community. They wanted something, that when visitors coming in from the island, this would be here, a monument, and representing Jamaica on a whole. And as the artist, I had to think about three different things: the future, the now, and the past. And these are some of the images that I came up with. For the process and the work itself, because this was done over 2 times, and I've worked with a number of different artists, young artists coming up, Tarek Osborne, Kemar, and Sheldon Green, Kirk Cockburn, and it was really a positive intervention, and we worked together to create these 3 pieces. Different sculptor did the piece above there, but for the murals itself, we look at the dreams and hopes and aspirations of our children, because they are the future, and whatever we do now and visualize now, we'd want to see a sense of creativity, a sense of process, the youth them creating their future, creating their own destiny. So it's about equipping them with all the possibilities, thereof. And here we have the world, and the world celebrating our children. We have the lush green land. Because definitely in the future, I want to know that we preserve all that is natural, and we don't become so mechanical, which some people think about. When you think about the future, they think about mechanical. No, it doesn't have to be. I'd love to see flush green nature. We love to see positive minds, creative minds, developing and expanding creativity for the future. Yeah, so this piece was representing our culture and our now, what's happening now. And very much you can see Usain Bolt and Sheldon Fraser, which is two very important icons in our country, in terms of sports. And they have done a lot for us. We have used, in this work I've used also the symbol of our environment, our landscape. And we've used the monument from our emancipation park. I have some silhouette images that representing the dancehall. The Jamaican colors has been used. Just our countryside, our water, and the coconut tree, and just a vibes. So this painting, this piece was about just building a vibes using certain symbol that represents us in a sense, and our now, and the energy that taking place now. So, and then again, I bring back the star again, which represents that energy, that with the symbol of the paintbrush, the book, the technology, the craft, the art and the craft. So it's just a blend, not being too crowded, but using the symbology as simple as possible, and then bring across that idea, of the current energy in the island itself. So it's a good look. It's a positive look. So this is the piece that represents the now. And this was done 2 years ago, and it's still representing of us and the whole energy we are bringing, same way as young people. Young people to the world. It's a good look. It's a good look. It's a good look. So in the third piece now, we have a number of icons, right? And from the past. So we have like Louise Bennett, the 7 eras, one heroine, and we have certain symbolism inside of it, and can't forget Bob Marley, very important. We have the history of transportation. We're looking at the donkey, from the donkey to the trump cart, and to the old JS bus. Very important. We have into the background, because we have Louise Bennett. We have the Ward Theatre. We have the lush green mountains and the land and the sea. We have the cane field. So to this piece, there's a sense of nationalism, and looking back at the foundation in which we stand on, now, which is very important. We can never forget where we're coming from, because if we do, then we are lost, totally lost. So it really was an opportunity to just bring forth the idea of looking back at the past, and coming up with this design, which is very important. We're looking at also sports as well, has been a great manifestation for us. So even though right now in Jamaica we're seeing the fruit. We're seeing the fruit in our sportsmanship and what we can achieve. But at least we must understand that a foundation was set, throughout history. So we are now recognizing and seeing the fruits bear. So this is really, for me, a Thanksgiving piece, because we have to we have to give thanks and have a sense of gratitude for those who have been before us and who have paved the way for us to achieve what we're achieving now. So this piece is a very symbolic piece and comprising of the various individuals like Marcus Garvey, Sam Sharp, Paul Bogle, and the symbol of the lion, Bob Marley, Norman Garden, Manley, and the rest of them. It's very, 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 very important. So it's all about the struggle and the foundation, and that was laid before, so we can, really, really, have what we have now in the present, Yeah, this is another collaboration with Grace Kennedy, and you know this building here is the STEM center, right? Science and technology, engineering and mathematics. This building was placed here to facilitate young people, facilitate students who are studying at the university level, at the high school level. I mean, a very great and powerful initiative, by Grace Kennedy, and supporting youths in downtown community, and supporting youth generally, in Jamaica, basically, because the STEM center is open up to literally, any students who are, basically studying and who would need an assistance of such a institution. So, when I was approached through the studio to create a piece, I wanted, as you might notice by now, I use a lot, the environment. I use greenery. I use, the blues, from the sea, because we're very close to the sea. The energy, from the hibiscus. In my work personally, I also use a lot of the hibiscus. Very important, it brings a sense of life. I fall in love with the hibiscus plant. A very beautiful plant, and I almost use it in all the works that I do. So basically, a very vibrant piece, and it's important in terms of the design, because we're around structures that is very angular, structures vertical, very hard and rough, and to incorporate the natural and softness into the design, was very purposeful, to have the design very looking very soft and inviting, you know. So there's a lot of birds, and there's birds and the plants and trees. There's there's the water, there's a fall, So it's very, very important for me. Nature is very always crucial and important in my work and in all the work that I do, and also very important. I can mention, looking through the different accomplishment, the different murals that I've done, this is one of the building. This is the building where it all started from, just by meeting Margaret Stanigard, a cousin of Patrick Stanigard, who is an architect. So he had an architect studio in the community, of Parade Garden, Southside Kingston, and we, got introduced to her, and I started out doing ceramics with her, and part of that journey led to the Institute of Jamaica afterwards. So this is where it's started, a matter of fact, as well. At a very young age. So it's always great to be in this environment and this creative space. Um, you know, brings back a lot of memory. Very good memories. Playing around with clay and just enjoying myself. It's always good to be in my creative element and my creative mood. It's just totally positive. Yeah, so this is another important piece that I'm working on. It's my own contribution to my community, and giving back to the High Holborn Basic School. I'm creating this mural for them. Inputting some wonderful colors, some bright colors, energy, bringing back, things that speaks to our culture, speak to the nature of of our environment and things. So I'm using our national heroes, our icons, things from our past, you know, relatives to we know that they love they love the regular cartoon stuff, the Dora and all of that. So I'm not just giving them that. I'm combining realistically, what Jamaica is, what Jamaica is about, and giving them something to really appreciate, and something that can really be part of their learning, their learning and all of that. So it's very important for me to do this. I think I've received so much from being in this community, and it's just my own responsibility to give back, which is very important, in life, is to show a sense of gratitude, so it's very, 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 very wonderful initiative, and great for me, to do this piece, and just the history about this place is really amazing. This community exists for many years, and if you can look here in the road, we see the railway track. You used to have a lot of chum cart passing through here. This was a very busy and lively town once upon a time, in Jamaica. And the energy and positive energy is still here. Despite what you might hear about the community, it's still a positive community. Positive people are still here, and it's coming alive with the visual art. It's coming alive with the murals that we're doing in the community. And what I can say, it's a good look. It's a good look for the community. Brightening up the spaces. Because the outdoor spaces is much as important our indoor spaces. A lot of people spend a lot of time on the road, a lot of time on the corner, on their ends, and so it's always important to beautify our spaces in and out. And yeah, it's a sense of creativity bubbling and continuing to take over the community. And this is just one aspect and one part of the community, and a great initiative going on. So I am also thankful and appreciative for all those who support me, and in terms of putting the work out there and getting the work done, for all the rest of artists in the community, and the community organizations such as Grace Kennedy, such as Digicel, who have participated. And we're just looking forward for more. We're just looking forward to people to invest in our community, whether by creative ideas or by the means to provide and to produce, our creative spaces in our community. And I think, what can I say? It should be looking good for the future. Yeah, so Sheldon Blake, artist in the community Southside, Kingston Parade Gardens. Yeah, we're going into the science behind the creative work that we'll be doing. Just to take a good look at the pieces, and just the reason we do, guys. How we come about our images, or our colors, and what we're really saying in the work itself. All right, so basically, looking at this piece, it's done for the young youths, the basic school here, Holy Family Basic School. Um, you know, we we bring in the whole atmosphere, of the environment, the land, the sea, you know, and nature again is very important. Especially in today, we need to stick closer to nature. Nature is where we get our food, our medicine. This is where our life expands, and this is you know or levity take place. So it's always important, to inculcate in our youths the importance of nature, and the love for nature, because you're doing it so beautiful. You want them to develop a sense of love for the environment, a love for nature, and I think it will only be good because they will be able to preserve their environment more, and that is very important right now for our youths coming up. Yeah. So there's a representation of the youth here. We have, the symbol of our coat of arm, you know, um, you know, a symbol of our leadership, and you know, aspect of symbols, different symbols of of our country, which is the aki, which is the fruit, the butterfly, some of the shows that they take in. But most importantly, I have the book here. The book symbolizes, the intellect, and we have the book open up. So on both sides, one side is similar to the brain. We have the intellectual mind, and we have the intuitive mind. One caters to the hardcore intellect, and one caters to the creative side of us. And it's very much open, and it's open up to the world. We have our youths here representing them to the world, presenting them to the world. We want our youths now to see themselves on a podium, that extend them to the world. Right now, because of technology and the movement of technology, everything is at the fingertip. So right now, it's an opportunity for our youth to extend themselves in the most powerful way possible. Here we have an inclusion, and always will include the fruits. Really, I have to we have to sell it to our young people and to our children that eating fruits, eating right is important. Eating from nature, right? Because we have so much different kind of products and different kind of things that is so superficial and is not good for the physical body, right? And our body is our temple, and we have to take care of our temple the proper way, and go back to nature, you know. So just as simple as a fruit itself, we have to look at how important that is. When we go to a tree and pick a fruit off a tree, what we are absorbing is cosmic energy, right? So we look at how the science of nature and how that work, right? We look at the importance when the tree absorb cosmic energy from above and from below, from the core and center of the earth, absorbing to the fruit. That's information. That's where our information come from. That's where our enlightenment come from. So when we neglect nature fruits, nature medicine, nature herbs, when we neglect those things, we're only gonna cause problem. And we have seen how that has affected us over the years. And it's important for me to have these image here, just to remind the subconscious mind these things are important, to eat a fruit a day, to appreciate nature. But also, most importantly, here for me personally as an artist, I represent two of my people, which is Marcus Garvey and Louis Bennett, who I would consider the mother and father of would I would consider the mother and father of Jamaica. They are two very important persons for me, creatively and also culturally, and I had to represent them, and to bring them forth. So if I had to say something to Marcus Garvey, I would say I am keeping the keeping at the forefront, and I am doing the things. I'm picking up the mantle as an artist to remind the generation from one generation to another the truth that you speak. Even Louise Bennett, she has fought so much for us to accept even our very language that we speak, and it's so important for us and for the youth them to understand the legacy that they have. Very important, the legacy that they have, and you know, once we can appreciate and appreciate what has been done for us, the foundation that has been laid for us, I think that will go a far way for us. And so, it's for me as an artist, just even the science behind the color itself, the purple and the blue tones, it's it has to do with information. It has to do with the feminine energy. It's about the IRMs, in a sense, waking up that thought process, waking up the mind, because that on an intuitive level and on a psychological level, that's the color, that's the energy that we want to drive for in this age of enlightenment, as we say nowadays. You know what I mean? But it's a good look. It's a good look, and you know, it's just to create a sense of awakening. Speaking to the subconscious mind of everyone, and I think the community really appreciates it. The school community loves it. And it's a positive thing. And I don't and I mean, it's been great for me as an artist to be part of that kind of drive in, like so many others doing, doing their playing their role into driving information, driving consciousness a certain way, because so often, we have suffered by, divide, we have suffered by politics, by so many things, and we want to know in these times and in these days represent positive things. We want to represent things that will edify us, things that will uplift us, and you know better for us. I mean, so to be conscious, is to have a good future. So additionally, in the community, but, we have a next group from the work I've been doing. We have a next group called Paint Up Jamaica. And Paint Up Jamaica has been coming in the community, and I've been doing some work in the Fleet Street area. If you can see the Holy Family Primary School, where they have come together, with artists from uptown, artists from overseas, come together and have done some work in the community, painting up the school and painting up some of the building them on Fleet Street. I think it's a very very good initiative. Also, it's bringing some highlight to the community, bringing an added positive energy to the community. So yeah, I really, it's really a good look. It's really a good look for what is happening in downtown Kingston here, and very much appreciative of it. I think the community is benefiting, and it's just one more positive, and so always looking forward to these things. And as I say, there's always a welcome and invite, to collaborations, to a different way of looking at downtown Kingston, a different way of seeing community, a different way of providing assistance, a different way of looking at development. We're here right at Tower Street and Church Street corner, looking at an initiative that has, I can say, represent a nationalist view, in terms of how our kids and, what's been going on in our communities and Jamaica, our initiative that is started through, the KCC, and very much was an initiative through Desmond Mackenzie. Right here we have the monument, the children monument, which is in memory of the children killed under tragic circumstances, or tragic or violent circumstances, right? And you might wondering what this has to do with art, but it's all we have through Studio 174, working with Studio 174, come with a creative idea, doing murals in downtown Kingston, to do a mural, representing or celebrating, the life of these children, right? A project that has been completed, but it's an initiative that we are looking at. Um, right now, and just viewing on a tour downtown Kingston to look at different murals and look at what is going on in downtown Kingston. Downtown Kingston right now, is full with a lot of creative vibes and activities, and we're just going through and looking at that. Here in Secret Garden, you know, by the monument, we have this piece of work that was started, not completed, but in terms of our desire and aim and objective, was a piece that commemorate, our children that has been, lost by tragic or violent circumstances. And here we are, and as a piece dramatizing, our children in act of freeness, of liberation, of play, of excitement. And this piece was done by Sheldon Green, Kirk Cockburn, and myself, Sheldon Blake. It's a very exciting piece. We started working on this, and as I said, haven't been completed, but it shows you, the drama and appreciation and the love that would desire and want our or children to be in. It's so this is just one example of work that we've been doing in the community. We also, in this work, represented, here the person who gave us, permission to do this building, who passed on before we started this project, and very influential person in the community. So this drawing, look at a number of things and issues, and so basically, it's overall it's a celebration of our children, and coincide with the monument that was done by KCSC here, So, but as I say, it's one of the many projects that we do in the community at Southside Kingston. Yes, so Sheldon Blake representing for HMPTV. Yeah, I hope you have enjoyed the tour that I gave you. Looking around and looking at and looking within, the downtown community, Southside Parade Gardens. Very creative space. Lots of talents. And right here, the possibility is endless, and HMPTV is looking forward for many more projects like this, surrounding the arts, involved in the arts, and looking at, exploring spaces, in the downtown, in downtown communities are very important. There's so much to explore, and we hope you will join us again. So this is just one tour of downtown Kingston here, Sheldon Blake, representing. And so just look out for many more tours to come, many more activities to come. Yeah, just stay tuned and